85% of my hearing in my left ear, had to have an operation on it, got it fixed, awesome. But for those of you who don't want to go the hearing aid route because of a stigma, because I can see it, watch this. And boom.
Visible.
Couldn't see it. Guess what? These are back. They're back and they are #1. These are the Lexie by Bose hearing aids and Brett Hamilton. They're now $200 off. $200 off that you can now take a hearing test and get with this app some of the most distinctly amazing sound just for you.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, and beware, buyer beware kind of thing. Ever since over-the-counter hearing aids debuted, and Lexie and Bose were the very first one, everybody and their mother decided they were going to make hearing aids, and all they are amplifiers. So when you see $200 and $300 hearing aids out there, you go, okay, well, this is great, I'm going to grab them. Then you get them home, and you're like, all I did was make the noise louder. And you get bummed out and think, oh, well, I thought this is the #1 over-the-counter hearing aid. This is no doctor visit. This is no prescription. You're going to tune these yourself. And the difference, Rick, between just getting by every single day, hoping that things are going to get better, and popping in these hearing aids that, as you could see, are virtually invisible.
Virtually invisible.
Will change the way that you experience life. It's one of your senses, right? If you can't see, you
forget
get glasses.
about it. I could talk for hours. Not only for me,
yeah,
for my family, for my wife. When I got my hearing back, change our relationship. So here's what you do. Yep. You can get them. This is physically what you're going to be getting, a left and a right, okay? You also get varying tips as well. Ways to clean it, ways to care for it. And here's the retail value. It is $1,069 retail value. These are $9.99. And the cleaning hearing aid kit is a $70 value that you're getting with this as well. So this entire kit to help keep it clean, which is one of it. It's also on 12-month special financing on your Q card. Okay, now that we set this up, if you're already a fan and want to call us at 1-800-395-1601, feel free to share your story. But these are also the self-fitting. These are the next generation, because you can actually take a hearing test.
You can.
With these?
Yeah, so you know the old drill, whether you're young, old, whatever it might be, you go to the doctor and he's like, beep. You're like, I can hear that. I can't hear that, whatever it might be. Yeah. That's built into the app. In fact, you can actually go to Lexie's website, take the test before you purchase them to see whether or not they're going to make a difference. But before I show you all the magic tricks, I want to show you as best I can what it sounds like without Lexie and Bose and with Lexie and Bose. Check out this video.
For the 80s, if you missed a movie at the theater, that was it. It was gone. That kind of freaks me out. 3 times, because big movies like that would stay in the theater for a year. So of course, everyone only brings up Carol for not beating the ball back, but I don't care. No. Yard line, but it was 2nd down. All they had to do was not turn the ball over. Yet,
at the end of their long journey, our colony of penguin chicks have reached the ocean. They peer over the edge, waiting for the right moment, anticipating the dangers that await. Until finally, one of them jumps.
By the way, I know that world. I know that world where it was muffled, where I couldn't hear, 85% was gone.
What happened to your hearing that you
I had the thing called a cholesteatoma, where it was inside a little bone conduction thing. Never told you about this.
No.
In one stinking ear. And I had this operation, I had to have it twice, and when it was better, I'm sitting at the island, kitchen island with my wife, and I hear, and I go, what is that sound? Is the wine fridge open? And my wife started to cry. Oh. Because I heard the doggone wine fridge. I got my hearing back. So look, individual results will vary, but if you're in the market, if you're having trouble hearing, watch this. Brett, take it away.
Yeah, so you saw or at least heard the difference between with and without, but you go, okay, well, hearing aids, you get them and it's like A, B, C. A little bit better, a little bit softer. What if you could fine tune your hearing aids like you can your car stereo, treble, bass, volume? Check out the iPad. You're gonna do this on your phone. I'm showing you on an iPad because it's a bigger screen on TV. Put the hearing aids in, turn the volume up to wherever you need it to go so that you can decide what they're gonna sound like. Then you go over here and play around with the treble and bass. If your world sounds muddy and you need to clean it up. Add a little treble. If everything is tinty, go down here, put the bass in. Now, if that wasn't cool enough, check this out. Over here, Rick and I are in a restaurant. And when we're in the restaurant, what
The
we wanna
restaurant's
do,
everything.
The restaurant is everything because it's so loud.
The crowd noise.
And I'm hearing the kitchen, and I'm hearing this table. I hit front, and all of a sudden, the microphones inside the hearing aids focus on the person in front of you instead of everything around you. So you've got that technology, and then of course, everything else that you see here. But this is what I want to show you. Stay right there for a second. We talked about the hearing test. And for those of you that have gone to the doctor and taken a hearing test before, you know what that experience is like. You wait for the tones, and when you hear the tones, you react. So what are you going to do? Well, you're going to put the hearing aids in, and you're going to listen to whatever it is that the doctor and the tones are that are playing. When you hear them, I hear that, I tap. It's a little bit quieter, but I still hear it. Oh, I definitely hear that one. Tap. Okay, it's there. I don't hear that, so we'll let it go. Right ear's done. Work our way over to left ear. Yep. Quiet, but there. Definitely hear that. Yep, and I hear that. And then it'll go through, check this out. It's actually going to calibrate the hearing aids for you. This is where your volume should be.
That's
This is where your
wild,
trouble,
yeah.
right? So there's no guesswork like I just did. Now, if you think the volume is still too low, add some volume. It's a little too tinty, add some bass. But look at that, it actually adjusted the settings to where they need to be. And then you put your phone in your pocket, you put the hearing aids, you leave them in your ear, and you know what? If you're in the restaurant, Sean and Rick, and all of a sudden you need a little more volume, and I go like this, nobody knows you're messing with your hearing aids. They're like, oh, they're on their phone, they're doing a text message, doing whatever it is. So this app is on here. You don't need the phone once you get them the way you want, but you need the app to make it happen.
So here's the deal. These are hearing aids. They are not hearing amplifiers.
No.
There's a chasm of a difference. These are $200 off the #1 hearing aid brand, and you don't have to spend $3,000 and $4,000 to get a prescription to have it done. The rules have changed from the FTC, right? So here's the features of what we have.
Yeah.
E323-719.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, but the good news is, gang, you don't need to know about the technology. All you need to do is take them out, put them in your ears, open up the app, and then let the self-fitting over-the-counter hearing aids do their thing. They're Bluetooth compatible. I just showed you that there's an audiologist-quality customization available, which means you do this on your own, and you can do it as many times as you want. Phone calls will come directly through the hearing aids. Those cheap amplifiers that are out there aren't going to do that. And if they do, they just make things louder. They don't make it easier to listen. Check this out. They're rechargeable. That means you're never paying to use these once you own them.
No,
right?
no, it
Those
means
little
you're not
batteries,
having to change the doggone batteries.
which is almost every day. 3 different size tips. This is not just for comfort, but also whether you need to form a vacuum in your ear or whether you want that ambient room noise that goes around there. The noise reduction, the microphones, everything that's inside. I'm just telling you what it is. You don't need to understand any of this. All you need to do is download the free app, connect the hearing aids, and use them. And when I say use them, I mean, this is not something you put in for 10 minutes and all of a sudden you're cured. This is just like a brand new prescription for your glasses. Your mind and your brain needs to wrap itself around a different way of hearing. And once your brain connects, just like it does with a brand new prescription, you're gonna hear like you've never heard before. And listen, your hearing's not coming back. This is mild to moderate, not severe or profound hearing loss. Mild to moderate.
You know these phrases we use on QVC. Oh, this makeup is life-changing. Oh, these shoes are life-changing. No, this is life-changing. It can be life-changing.
Took the words out of
Let's
my
go to
mouth.
Sean from Pennsylvania.
Here's Sean.
I have 3 things. Number 1, I'm at greater risk for hearing loss as I age because I have tinnitus.
Okay.
And so that's like constant ear ringing, like it never stops. And so I've worried about that. Number 2, my dad also had it, and he started losing his hearing before he passed away.
Oh, wow.
And I'll never forget the time I can see where we were sitting at Capitol Grill, my mom and Joe and I, and we're sitting there. And we're having this lovely time, but it's like a loud restaurant.
Yeah.
And he's, trying to engage, but he can't because
He's
he
not
can't.
engaging.
He's not. And I
not.
could see the glaze, the total withdrawing,
was that
and
guy.
it broke my heart.
I was that guy. You don't even you just check out.
Well,
And you don't want to check out.
yeah, and the thing is, it's not just older people. Anybody that has some sort of hearing issue,
Oh.
doesn't want to acknowledge
How
it.
about he's somebody who grew up in the 70s and 80s and went to a lot of rock concerts and went to the Motley Crue one too many times, right?
But
you have it, you don't even realize it.
But you know what happens? It becomes this. The person that can't hear as well as they used to, when somebody's telling a joke, they're just nodding. They didn't get the punchline. Or when they're conversation with the little kids, they're just acknowledging it, but they don't hear the experience.
$200 off. So here's another one. My grandpa had hearing aids. So now that you're bringing family up and it's reminding me of my grandpa. And here's the deal with my grandpa. I know that he had hearing aids. You know why? Because they were huge.
The big
so you
honking
knew it,
pieces
and it was
ear.
and it was a great example of you must be getting older,
Yep.
right? Guess what? Boom. In.
Can't even
That's crazy. Look at that shot.
That and the fact that they are Bose, those to me are the two most compelling reasons why this is so, if you love someone or you yourself are suffering from mild or moderate hearing loss, this is worth a try. I mean, oh my gosh.
So in the last 3 minutes, what do we need to know here?
Well, I could say it, or we can listen to our friend Jeff, because this is probably the coolest testimonial of any product I have ever shown you on the air. Here's a guy that was struggling, and it didn't help just him, his entire family. Watch this.
My name is Jeff Zoller. I'm from upstate New York, and I've been wearing hearing aids for about 3 years. Well, I had gone to some audiologists. I just really didn't think I was a candidate. I was kind of faking it and guessing what people were saying, and it wasn't working. I got the Lexie hearing aids. Well, it's been night and day. Conversations at the family dinner table, watching a movie that I don't have to put on the subtitles for anymore. I get emotional sometimes because you really, if you're missing something and it comes back and you didn't think it was going to come back, that's a gift. And my kids are happier than I am that we were able to discover that again.
You know what resonates with me more than anything else with Jeff there is that he just acknowledges that it's not just for him. His family got him back, just like you said with your wife. Mild to moderate, not severe or profound. If you struggle with those conversations we were just talking about, and certainly anybody that has trouble understanding what they're watching and hearing on the TV, that's a pretty good indicator, Rick, that maybe this is time for you to check something like this out.
So you bring them home.
Yeah.
You try them out. You take the test. You can use 12-month financing on this or use our easy payment option. It's $200 off. Anybody in your family, and it could be you right now, with mild to moderate hearing loss. These are not hearing amplifiers. They're Bose hearing aids, a left and a right.
FDA cleared.
FDA cleared, some of the most personalized, adjustable. And by the way, it's Bose.
Yeah, it's
Who knows
#1
more
brand.
about sound than Bose?
And working with Lexie, which is a huge hearing aid company, so it's a perfect super group. And again, for those of you wondering, I know we have a minute left, just take a peek one more time at the iPad, and I want to show you just how easy it is to be able to go and manipulate what it is, Rick, that you're listening to.
Actually, can we do that simulation one more time?
Sure.
Let's do the simulation because we've only got a minute.
Yeah.
We'll bring that up because that, to me, that is the restaurant problem solution. Watching TV at the train station. Check this out. It's everything.
For the 80s, if you missed a movie at the theater, that was it. It was gone. That kind of freaks me out. Every time, because big movies like that would stay in the theater for a year. So of course, everyone only brings up Carol for not beating the ball back, but I don't care. No. Yard line, but it was second down. All they had to do was not turn the ball over. Yet,
at the end of their long journey, our colony of penguin chicks have reached the ocean. They peer over the edge, waiting for the right moment, anticipating the dangers that await.
Night and day.
Until finally, one of them jumps.
It's entertainment. It's travel. It's family. It's the glasses analogy. I mean, it makes a difference in your life. So the cleaning kit's coming along with it. It's a $200 savings by picking it up right now, not $3,000 or $4,000 to get the prescription. Great to have you here, bud.
Hey, man, I'll see you soon.
E323-719. Stay on the line if you're on the line. A lot of people doing that right now. It's our Sizzling Summer